Hola, mi gente. It's your girl, Natalie. Welcome to the first episode of Natiivision. Pew, 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 pew. You guys, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited that you clicked on me. Okay, that's really it. I'm here for you. The fans have begged me to make a YouTube/podcast for the longest time, and I don't know, way too busy, or I don't know, I'm not a good talker, whatever. Make all the, make all the excuses how not to make one. But we here now. I took my own advice. Why am I sleeping on the internet when there's so much to gain from? And why not give all my knowledge to you fine people? But before we start off with that, I gotta make you believe me. Why am I credible? Why am I credible? Because I've done 10 plus years of shooting photo, and I also have a photo degree, and I shot the Cholo Esquinkles from the Club Tijuana. So I made Natiivision because I want to inspire future aspiring photographers just in any field or any art field, or if you think photo is your jam and you want to test it out, you're not sure of your major, yada yada yada, or you just want to be inspired by me. Trust me, I'm inspirational because she's your future mentor. Okay, that's who I am, that's what I'm gonna be, and that's who I am to you if you let me. And I'm gonna be the ones. Click like and click share, baby. Okay, let's get into it. So today we were going to talk about things I wish I knew before going into the photo program. So this is not going to also be your typical podcast where I'm like, the camera is worth this much, this is what it's going to cost, um, blah yada yada. It's not one of your typical how-to podcast videos. I'm a little different. Okay, she's gonna go in more mentally and what it really takes to be an artist and a photographer. And so those are the things that I think the things are that I wish I knew before I went into the photo program. That's where I'm on that side, on that scale. So that being said, so these are a couple things that I think, and this is from my experience, what I feel like. First of all, just because you're in a photo program slash photo class doesn't mean you're gonna be a good photographer. I'm just being real. By the way, I'm almost too real. I'm gonna be really blunt um, about the real world. It's a really cutthroat world, the photo world, art world, honestly, everything. What am I talking about? But anyways, so just because you're in a photo class doesn't mean you're gonna be good. What that means, who I'm really talking to, are the people with big egos, closed-minded people that are not willing to learn. Again, goes with big egos. Um, not knowing how to take constructive criticism correctly and really embody what your professor slash peers are actually telling you. How can you improve? Because you're not going to progress. So if you're that type of person, you're not going to make it. I'm just telling you right now. And I knew a lot of people like that, and in my classes and in the real world, I was like, honey, if you're not willing to learn and drop your ego, which again, I'm going to make a whole video on the ego itself. Oh, I love the ego. So my advice is to leave your ego. Okay, this is where you're going to leave your ego. You're going to leave your ego. Well, the first day you walk into that classroom, that art school, whatever, photo class, any class, you drop your ego right there. And you're going to see a big difference. It's just easier said than done, right? Because you need your ego. Anyways, not enough about ego. With The things I wish I knew before going to a photo program would be, yeah, well, I'm gonna say it again, having an open mind, meaning creating your own niche. So when you first start off in college and you know you want to be a photographer, you want to do something with your life, sure, but you don't know what you like to shoot yet, or if you really do like people, like shooting people, or do you really like shooting weddings, or you have to discover that in college, like sooner, more sooner than later. It no pressure, but there's pressure. Okay, by the end, when you graduate, you need to have a niche. Let's be real. I'm mama right here for you. So that's what I did. That's what I wish I knew before going into the photo program. Is probably next to the letting your ego go is gotta be, you have to put your mind into what you really want, what kind of art you want to produce. Do you want to do sports? Do you want to do portraits? Do you want to do weddings? So you can make a portfolio, which is essentially what photo program is, any program is about. Like you, so starting then, that's why sooner than later. So you need to hurry up. Okay, you start thinking. So right off the get go, for me, in my experience, like it was sports every day, baby. Yeah, it just came naturally. So one day, my professor told me to go take pictures of the soccer team uh, at Southwestern. I was like, okay, sure. Fell in love. This is it. That was my niche. Stop action photo was the niche that I went with. And successful people are the one with niches. You need to have a niche, and that is top 3 when you go into college. You have to already start thinking about what's your niche. What do you really want to be? What really satisfies you in life? And what are you really passionate? Those are the most successful people because they already had a niche. So you're building your portfolio as you already got your niche. Okay, cool. Let's take pictures of all the student athletes. I'm going to call all the student athletes, which is exactly what I did. I called in every assignment I would do in photo class, I would get the most valuable player and I'm going to take pictures of them. And that's what I would do. Find a niche, okay, baby? What does it really take in anything in life? Ambition. You have to be ambitious. If you're not ambitious, and it takes work, it takes a lot of work. People think like, oh, photos easy. Yeah, you're so much more than a button pusher, actually. No, it's not. It's actually really fucking hard. And it's more than just pressing a button. So you have to be able to have a serious amount of work ethic. Again, this is where I go back to, just because you're in a photo class doesn't mean you're going to be good. It's just like going to the gym. If you don't actually intentionally go work on arms, go work on whatever, you're not going to progress. So you need to have work ethic, intentions, intentionally. I was always intentionally looking, because I'm a sports photographer. I was always intentionally looking for a student athlete to shoot. I was looking to cover uh, games, sporting events. I was looking intentional. I was working harder than all my peers. You have you have to have a good mindset and an elite mindset, like I said, if you really want to be successful, and if you really want to be like Natalie, you have to trust me when I say you have to change your mindset. You have to do it intentionally, all those things, or else you're not really going to be successful in the art world. Also, you have to be willing to, depending on what photo career you go in, most of the time you're going to be working with a lot of people. Like, say, studio, that there's not a lot of people know that. Like, there's more than just the photographer that goes in. There's like a makeup artist, there's like your assistant that does the lighting for you. There's a lot of people involved. So you got to be able to work with your peers, and you're going to work with a lot of people you don't like, and that's the truth, especially in the photo program. There was a lot of hotheads and a lot of, we go back again, with big egos and thought they were doing it. No, we're going to do it my way, or they were doing it right and they don't want to listen to critique. So there's a lot of that. But for the most part, arts in the art world, it's more independent. So for sports photo, it's really just myself. But then there's a lot of things that involve in photo. You also have to know studio. If you're the staff photographer, you're going to be taking pictures of their portraits, etc. And a lot of, photo day, fun days, like their whatever. You're going to be a lot of that, not just on the field, but off the field. You're going to shoot. You're going to be shooting. So that is why I recommend, if you want to be a photographer, yes, you don't need school, but here's the kicker, guys. Knowledge is power. So now you're going to be fearless if you go to school. That's just facts. Because if you don't, you're just going to go trial and error, and you're just going to fuck it up. But you don't know what, because you don't get constructive criticism from your peers or your professor. You don't have no guidance because you don't have a professor. So, do you, boo? I always recommend, like, it depends what kind of art you do, but in photo, you should go to school. It depends what kind of, and it also depends how far you want to take into it. I mean, how serious you really want to go. So when it comes to like sports like that, and you really want to be a big deal, and you really want to take pictures of the Mexican soccer team, like myself, you got to be able to put the work in it, baby. Be careful what you wish for. I mean, photo is a lot of hard work. Not only, I'm going to say, it's so much easier just being a photographer. That's 10% taking the photos, being the person pusher. It's literally 10% of your job, being a photographer. Fun fact. Who would have thunk? Yeah, you're taking pictures 10% of the time, while the other 90% of the time, you're also checking emails, um, going on the appointments. The clients know what they want. Depends what kind of photos you're gonna take. What do you want? This is my price. Blah blah blah. You're marketing yourself, whatever, yada yada. You're hiring people. You're not really. You feel like taking taking pictures is the easy part, baby. Fun fact. Bet you didn't know. It is not a glamorous job. I'm going to tell you that for one. Be careful what you wish for, because I've said it before. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. The bigger you dream, the more you have to work hard. The bigger the elite dream is, the more elite mindset you have to be in. It's just that simple. You want big things, you got to work for big things. There's no in between. I wish I knew before I entered the photo program was that everybody wants photos for free. Meaning everybody, once they know like your friends, your family, once they know like you're a photographer, they just want photos. And you know what? That's not gonna be the case, because like, so you don't go to the auto shop for free. That's still like a service. So it's the same thing. Just because I own a camera doesn't mean your photos are free or discounted. Like, you're gonna come around a lot of that, very that. So it is still a service. So that is why it's very frustrating to make money in photo, and it's very hard for people to take you serious. So the way you know, put your foot down is like, nah, like you gotta like put your foot down. It's like, okay, well, this is a service. So, and photo is not cheap. It's actually very expensive. So, and people don't know that coming from my side. Like, I did go to school for it, and I do know these things, and I have this kind of knowledge, and I can take this elite type of picture. So why are you only want to pay $100? No, sweetie, that's not how it works. But you're gonna come around a lot of very that. So that's why I think this is another important. It's very hard to make money off of at first. So you have to obviously market yourself, and this is where I'm like, when in college, I wish I knew also how to brand myself better, like online. Again, I keep saying this. I'm like, why is everybody sleeping on the internet? But including myself, I was like, why did nobody tell me I can sell my photos online? None of my professors told me. So I'm like, I'm behind. Okay, click like and click share right here because, and I'm gonna probably put a link below of where to sell your photos or any art piece you have. Sell your photos online, even if you're in college. You start now, okay? Right now, I currently am in their Etsy. I sell my photos on Etsy. Feel free. It's super easy. And I'm also selling it in Fine Art America. Link below. And that's one of my top recommendations. Like, don't wait. Another thing I wish I knew before going into the photo program was I didn't know that your art professors, my photo professor, are also working photographers or used to be working photographers. So what do? You be their friend, not be their friend, I'm sorry. Oh, you need to talk to them and pick their brain, especially if it's on your niche that you want. You need to tell them everything, all the aspirations to do, because that's exactly what I did. You know how I was so successful in college because I started taking pictures of the Mexican soccer team, Cholos Quinkles, while I was still in college. How did I do that? Guess who came in to? There's gonna be a lot of also like a lot of guest speakers that come in if you're if your class is that cool, whatever, um, advanced and know a lot of. But these are all previous students, so the PR director, no, PR worker used to be in the journalism program, and he came in and I introduced myself and I was like, hi, my name is Natalie Mosqueda, and I want to know exactly what to do in order to be in this position, etc., etc. You need to be hungry, okay? That's what you have to be. You have to pick brains. You have to pick people. Go to the people that you're inspired for, and you ask them a lot of questions. That's how you be successful in photo. Network, 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 network is the biggest way you'll be successful. Okay, and that's true, and that's cutthroat, and that's blunt. It's true. It's who you know. It's true. So get to know them, your professors, and it is network. It's who you know, because that will get you in the front door. And if you're obviously personable and you're cool, you're ambitious, and you actually want to learn, so then they're gonna take you under their wing. Guess what? And they're gonna be your mentor. And that's exactly what I want to be to you, okay? So if you like what you're hearing, you're gonna click like, baby. You still subscribe to your girl. I have my moments. I'm a little rusty right now because I'm not used to being in front of the camera. So I think I'm a little like, for the most part, I think kind of funny. But anyways, that's not the point. Okay, we're having a serious conversation, Natalie. Okay, what was I saying? Right. So yeah, that's gonna get you in the front door. Network, network, network. Because it's people who you know, and they're gonna teach you their ways, and that's how you do it. And it's also where you live. That's another big one that I didn't know. Depending where you live is how successful you're gonna be. So let's say, I went to college in San Diego, Southwestern College. So had I lived somewhere else, somewhere boring. Sorry, Ohio, something very boring, I would not be as successful as I am if I were to live there than San Diego. Start my career in San Diego / Tijuana, right? Because of where you live. Location is also something I did not know. It's very, 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 very important when it comes to, I'm going to make a video of choosing the right college for you. It is also where you place yourself. Place yourself in the world. You're going to progress. Had I not lived in San Diego, I don't think I would be as successful. LA, obviously, but I didn't go to full school in LA. But where you go to school and where is depends on what your success and outcome is going to be. Depends. And it depends, obviously, like what kind of niche. Again, we go back to the niche. You gotta think fast, baby, okay? Because time is not on your side. And depending on your program is usually 2 years, 2-3 years, whatever. If you do it right, 2 years, whatever. And depends how fast you do it, and depends on life. So you gotta know sooner than later, because what you want to do is build a portfolio. I keep saying this: portfolio. You want to build on the same niche. You want to look the same, because people are going to hire you people are going to hire you on your style, aka your niche. Not, oh, cool, you have a fancy degree that nobody really gives a shit. Honestly, nobody has asked me what school I went to, nor does it matter. School is school. That's another video I'm gonna. I keep going off tangents, kind of. I think, I don't know. It's my first day. Okay, it's my first day. It literally is. um, what was I saying? Oh, I haven't said enough examples about myself. Okay, so when I come, but like I said, like I was a sports photographer right off the jump. I am so ambitious. I would make it so none of my colleagues can be as good as me. I was just in the photo lab, always researching. How can I get better? Always asking, blah, blah. Always asking my professor, blah, blah. In the journalism program, that's a separate one. I was in the elite newspaper crew. Shout out to the Sun. Oh, oh, pam, 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 pam. Shout out Max Brank's gun. Changed my life. He is my journalism professor, and he was the one to discover me. No, really push me into the photographer I wanted to be. He was the coach. Okay, so you need a coach too. A coach is gonna say, I think, let's say you play football. I think you'll be a better quarterback than a tight end. but you don't see that. That's a coach, which you intentionally were a better quarterback, which is exactly what happened to me. Maybe you shouldn't take pictures of this, but you should take more pictures of that. Maybe you'll be better at that part. You need one of those too. That's something I didn't know. You need a mentor, you need a coach. You need people that push you. You need yourself, your ambition. Lastly, my conclusion is really made this Natiivision channel to inspire a lot of college people that don't know what they want to do, or if what was the photo program like, what is it like to be a female in the photo world, what was it like to be a female sports photographer. I got it all right here in Natiivision, baby. And different perspective as a woman too, so we'll get into that. We'll make a lot of videos into that. And if you like what you hear, just again, like, okay, like. So yeah, Nati out.